Hey everyone, it's Leo Young here with impressive, it's really that recap I was telling you guys about. And I just want to apologize and say I'm sorry for not being able to get the video out the way I said I would, because something happened. I thought I'd be leaving, but apparently I'm not. So I'm going to be doing the recap that I said I was on the entire first half of the CW TV shows, starting with Supergirl to Arrow to Legends of Tomorrow, ending it with The Flash. So, starting right off the bat, Supergirl. I don't know. Okay, first of all, I loved the beginning of the show. The first episode, that was wow. The guy who played Superman, Tyler Cohen, I think his name was, he took the cake for me. He every freaking time he came up, I looked at him, I was like, you're my Superman. You're the guy I want to be. Well, not saying that, but I was like, you're a Superman. You're the Superman that I know and I love. You're great. As for Supergirl, she's actually gotten a lot less girly, I would say. No. She's gotten somewhat less girly. But the show is getting better for her. There's less ridiculous stuff like her getting beat by live wire or something. But there's still the issue that she fights aliens now. This is an alien-based TV show. One of her villains is Cyborg Superman. And I was like, wow, that's actually pretty cool. And then you know about the entire fact that he looks nothing like Superman. And yes, it sounds like a racist thing, but it's no, it's not racist. The reason in the comics he was called Cyborg Superman is because he looked like Superman. It wasn't because he wore Superman's clothing. He looked just like the guy. But this guy's actually Hank Henshaw is really doing a good job. He's actually a threat to Supergirl. The way he fights her, she tries to throw a punch and he's just man, get that shit out of here, you dirty alien, you. And I'm like, yes, that's perfect for Cyborg Superman. But as for these other villains, earlier in the season, when the Madam President came up, Supergirl had to go fight this alien who basically shot fireballs from her hands. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But later, when this detective comes up and Supergirl has to go save her in a fist-to-fist fight with the alien, this alien chick is able to literally hold her ground with Supergirl. And I'm like, what? What is this? Aren't you supposed to be the Maiden of Steel? More man, this woman, whoever this alien chick is, she better be in the power in the comics, because if you're telling me all these aliens can manage standing their ground to Superman and Supergirl, you need to go sit your behind down. One thing I noticed in the very second episode when they fought Metallo, which was kind of a letdown, but I feel he'll be back. One thing I've noticed is that Metallo, when Supergirl and Superman fought the two Metallos, Superman was able to handle his pretty well. Supergirl had to get saved by her sister. I'm not throwing any shade, I'm just saying. But hey, that's Supergirl. But all in all, the second season is actually pretty interesting. And I will I will continue watching it because I'm kind of curious to see how everything's going to end with her stepfather. Alright, now moving on to Arrow. Season 5. In reality, this whole show is taken up by Prometheus. The whole mystery as to who Prometheus is, as to why he's doing this, there's no real proof that this kid that they saw in the picture is, Prometheus, is the son of someone he killed. But I think this entire, secretly, deep down, the writers were people complain way too much that Oliver needs to kill more. So this is literally the writer's way of saying, this is what happens when you kill. Consequences come up later. Yes, leaving them alive is harder, but leaving them alive doesn't start a new villain. Well, apparently it does now. So really, like I said, this whole entire show was about, Arrow and Prometheus. They try to make it seem like it was about all these new vigilantes. Think about it, Arrow worked with more vigilantes than ever. Iconic DC characters. Except for Artemis, who betrays the team, but I feel that's a throwback to her Young Justice days. But if you remember why she betrayed the team because Nightwing asked. Who would be asking her, who is a Nightwing-like figure, a slim, young male with skill trained by a Batman-like character to betray the team to infiltrate the villain's hideout? That would be Roy, who is supposed to actually be in the show at this point, or at least in this season. We haven't seen him yet. I believe we will. That's just going to have to come later. Now, if you're saying, are you really suggesting that Roy is sending Artemis out there to betray the team? No, but it wouldn't be that far off. Like I said, this is a CW/DCTV show, so it wouldn't be that far off. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if freaking Oliver or the team made this idea up off screen and we didn't see it, because they even wrote down in a report, I forgot who they asked, but he was like, during the during the what are they called, the commercial break, Artemis went to join Prometheus. So it's like, so there's stuff going on between the commercial breaks. That's great to know. But anyways, there's really not much else I could personally say about this whole show. Like I said, it's all about Prometheus. Like, Prometheus is a dangerous character all in all. Like, if you don't understand how dangerous Prometheus is, like, when Batman came out, like Batman Arkham Knight, people started like suggesting that it was Prometheus that was going to be a villain in the game. So that's the level Prometheus is at. If he is someone people want in a Batman game, he's out. And the reason they brought him into Arrow is because he has a history with Green Arrow. Being that history is Arrow killed him in the comics after he ripped Arsenal's arm off. So that should pretty much give you an idea of how dangerous Prometheus really is. But hey, we're gonna have to. I'm not gonna talk about that Laurel part until like the end of season 5. All right, I'm planning. You know what? I'm planning to do an entire like season review at the end of it all. So coming up is Legends of Tomorrow, and this season 2 is so much better than the first season. Jesus Christ, the amount of plot holes in the first season was disgusting. It took me off of like 5 episodes because it's like, oh, Vandal Savage has returned from the dead. We have to go through like life and death just to find him and kill him. In my mind, I'm like, this should have been a mystery show. How about you go back in time to the day you killed him? Because Chicken Wings over there is telling me that if you kill Vandal Savage with a specific type of weapon, he will die permanently. So how about we go back in time, find out what brought him back, and we will be happy. Alright, let's go dig up those ashes, put it in the kitty litter, and we're good. No, instead we're going to go through all these like plot points and stuff. Like, we're going to go to Jonah Hex's time for some reason. Like, I understand that Rip's mission is to protect time, so he has to deviate off of his main course to find Vandal Savage, but at the same time, it's like there's 100 other Time Masters who, yes, are corrupt, but hey, who isn't these days? But as for the team, Adam was a bitch. I'm sorry, Ray Palmer, for how they wrote your character, but he was a bitch. When you let Snart get captured by that Russian spy, I was like, I'm out of it. I'm done. No more. See ya. Like, Firestorm has grown. Alright? Everything else is good, but the people who kept me on season 1 every now and then was Captain Cold and Heatwave. And when Captain Cold died, like, I didn't even watch the show and saw him die. That's the problem. So I had to like learn it from YouTube, from like tribute videos, because you know I'm one of those weirdos. Excuse me, had a burp. So season 2, what can I say about it overall? It's an 8 out of 10. I did not like the first episode because simple reason, I thought it was going to be a piece of crap, because how they made Sarah look like she was a whore at first, and I was like, okay, that's not cool. They fixed that problem, lickety split. And then they added the Justice Society of America, and I swear to God, that is why many people started watching again. They're like, oh my stars and garters, sorry Beast, they're bringing in the Justice Society of America. Yep, we are. But the problem was, like, even I was skeptical at first. I was like, okay, they're bringing all these good actors and all these things, and I was like, I kind of fear that they're not really going to work with them. They're going to be around for like an episode or two, and then we're done, which is exactly how it worked. The one episode where the Justice Society is pretty much calling the Legends out for their bullcrap, and then we get Vixen on the team. The Justice Society is now dead. It's like, what is this? And then, I'm sorry if this is going to come off of a rant. I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to do another Talks and Thoughts video about the Justice Society of America in Legends of Tomorrow, because I was really disappointed in that. But as for the rest of the show, is like, they're hunting Reverse Flash, Professor Zoom, Eobard Thawne for some mystical magical artifact, which we have zero clue what it's about. But in the background, like, Thawne is using Damien Dark to find these items because he's been alive around these times. He's using Damien Dark not only to find the items, but as a distraction for the Legends and the Justice Society. But now that he has it, it's like we still don't know what it's for. But I guess we wanted to build it up until until next season, where all the answers come out. But I have one last problem, and the problem is, like, all these characters meeting each other, nobody remembers anyone. Like, Thawne met Stein before. Stein should have been like, "Oh my god, it's you. The Reverse Flash. I fought you as Firestorm with Ronnie." Yes, Professor Stein, I remember you. This is payback. But hey, let's just skip over to the Flash, because I pretty much said everything I had to say about Legend of Tomorrow. Flash, oh my goodness. The beginning of it started with Flashpoint, which only lasted an episode, but it brought back Reverse Flash. I keep getting in these arguments with people. People keep going like, "Oh, but Reverse Flash died." And I keep on saying this. Reverse Flash, for him, death is an idea. It's not a concept. It is something that he's been able to avoid multiple times by time travel, by paradoxes, by everything. So no matter what Flash does, he'll bring Reverse Flash back. Reverse Flash is forever. Reverse Flash is love. Reverse Flash is life. But for Barry, it's like, he did Flashpoint. He fixed the issue, but more issues came along, like Cisco's brother being dead, Caitlin being Killer Frost, and all of these other issues. Laurel is apparently alive in season 5 because of Reverse Flash. Because of Flashpoint. So we're gonna have to see how that all adds up. But as for Flash itself, the character, everyone this seems to be a darker season. Like with Savitar popping up and beating ass, Julian being, Dr. Alchemy or something. The reason I say something is because it's like, is he really Dr. Alchemy, or is he being controlled by Savitar? Yes, he's being controlled by Savitar. And for the rest of the show, it's a lot. I can't really explain it. Like, season 1 was amazing, season 2 was better, but season 3, they've got these metahumans coming up, but they're wasting them. All right, Magenta. She's supposed they made, I can't explain it. Wally is now a speedster, that's great. But they're giving Barry all of Wally's villains, which makes sense because Barry wasn't around as long as Wally was to make those type of villains, but at least, like, Magenta is a Wally villain. Shade, I don't know who the hell he's been fighting. But Shade was a wasted villain. He was a wasted opportunity. Sorry if you hear like some noise in the background. That wind is blowing real hard. Oh my goodness gracious. I don't exactly know where to stand for the Flash. Like, all of these events and these effects, like him lifting that tanker above the building with Jesse Quick. That's awesome. This new H.R. Wells, that's awesome. Jay Garrick coming back and apparently Earth 19 Flash. That is awesome. But the story, like, it all revolves around Savitar and Julian. And I don't know exactly. I can tell you where I stand with every other show. Like Supergirl, continue watching. For me, the first season was a 3 out of 10. This season is a 6 out of 10. For Legends, first season was a 5 out of 10. This one is an 8. For Arrow, every other freaking season. It's Arrow, this is a good season. It's a good season to watch. For Flash, though, I don't really know where to stand with it. Like, Flash could go from, being like a good episode to being a basic episode, like that monster episode we got, where it was just some fat kid who used graphic and holographic, a hologram to scare people, and nearly got people killed. So, it's whatever, really. But, I'm sorry if, like, as you can tell, I'm a big Flash fan, but this season was just like up and down, up and down. Like the season crossover, yeah, that did it. All of these shows made the Justice League. That I can understand. But for Flash and all that, but for Flash's individual season, I'm going to have to see the next season, because then we're going to have like Wally West and the Flash and Jay Garrick and Jesse Quick. That's 4 speedsters. So we're going to have to see how this all lines up. Anyways, that's my, I'm not going to call it a review. I'm going to call it a recap. It's going to say its own independent thing. That's me, Leo Young. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you did agree with some of my facts, or you understand where I'm coming from. If you didn't, comment down below. If you did, still comment down below. Leave a like. Shows that you actually, you support the channel, you support what we're doing. Share with your friends. Not just share, don't just share this, but share like other Talks and Thoughts videos about, CW and all the DC related interests we got going on, or Marvel related interests. I can guarantee you we're going to be getting into some Marvel soon. And hit that little subscribe button if you wow, I'm sorry. I have a cold, not a cold, but I burp. But hit that subscribe button, show some support for the Impressive Graphics crew. And if you don't, that's fine. Normally my call to action is a lot better, but I'm kind of uncomfortable where I am right now. But hold on. Hey everyone, I just felt like my call to action game was a little weak. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, ignore all what I just said. Comment, like, subscribe, share. It takes a minute of your day. Show support to the team. It's the end of the year. We actually have a goal now, other than 20 subscribers. If you have never seen one of our videos before, that's fine. Click the I don't actually know exactly what it's called. Go to our main channel, look up some of our videos. One thing you'll notice is we do have a lot of DC related items. We have reviews mainly of the DC TV shows and all that, and that's not like we're a DC channel. It's just those are my personal likes, my personal things, and other people will start finally recording. We finally got some of the things all together, but next year for 2017, we definitely will have our collective shit together. We're planning. We have a goal of higher than at least 200 subscribers by June or July. Hopefully we go past that. I've seen so many people grow at the beginning of 2016, but things for YouTube kind of went down, and I don't mean like YouTube itself. I mean like the creators. But hey, we'll see how that goes. Anyways, other than that, we're gonna be finish up this entire week with videos. Our basically our goodbye videos for the next year, and hopefully we'll see you in each one of them. Anyways, I'm Leo Young. This is Impressive Graphics, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.